this ball intentionally. That's the first time ball played in by Johnny. This is a set play, worked on in practice. Tim Ream ghosting in. You really can't do it any better than that.
Tim, thank you for taking time out to join FutbolrTV, man.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely. We got a chance to catch up with you in LA. Big game tomorrow. How you feeling?
Good, man. I mean, we came out yesterday. Feeling good. Team's looking good. We're all pretty comfortable and looking to get a win tomorrow.
Well, before we start talking about tomorrow, I want to give our fans know a little more knowledge about yourself. Take us back all the way to club days. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in St. Louis, born and raised. I played for what was once a powerhouse there in the club days, Scott Gallagher. Now the club is St. Louis, Scott Gallagher, whatever, and they have their own little academy going on.
Now, Scott Gallagher has a long history, and definitely one of the top clubs in the country, and brought out a lot of great players out of St. Louis. Do you know any players that came out of Scott Gallagher before your time?
Do I know any players? You can go. I could just go through MLS, to be honest with you. And you have guys like Steve Ralston, Pat Noonan, Chris Klein, Brad Davis, just a bunch of big name guys.
Are there any other guys that you looked up to coming up as a youngster, like Scott Gallagher?
Yeah, you always follow the guys that that grew up in your hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to be a soccer player, so I followed the soccer guys. So obviously, TV wasn't a big, games weren't always on TV, but you always found a way to follow guys. So yeah, I followed all those guys through their careers.
What do you think is the remedy that brings out so many talented players out of St. Louis? Now Scott Gallagher especially.
Back then, I just think it's the training. They have unbelievable trainers there. Also coaches who just like to play a certain style. It's not that kick and run. Let's be athletic. They like to play the possession style, and not a lot of clubs used to play that. So that really caught the attention of a lot of coaches.
Mm-hmm. Now, after you had such a successful club career, you chose to stay in-state and go to the University of St. Louis. Why was that?
The biggest reason was just staying close to home.
Mom was cooking.
Yeah, mom's cooking for sure. Being able to go to school and get the college experience and still be a half an hour car ride away from home was a big positive for me. And it really saved my butt a lot of times. When I was having difficulties with trying to get some schoolwork done.
Yeah. And the next question: what was the other school that was close second?
I was the other school that was basically a first was Akron, and then their coach took the Louisville job, and SLU came into the picture, and it was all history from there.
What do you think got you to the draft out of St. Louis? A lot of good players come into college but not necessarily leave that way or continue that success. What do you think that got you over that hump and separated you from other players?
I think the biggest thing that set me apart was wanting to play, pass the ball and not just hammer the ball long or be a big brute force and be physical and knock guys over and commit fouls in stupid areas.
Sometimes college can force you to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as much as it might have helped me, even more so to do that, I don't regret not being that way. It's definitely the technical ability and the composure that I think has really set me apart.
Obviously, you got drafted by the Red Bulls, but were you expecting to get drafted? How did that go about? How did you find out who drafted you? Did you go to the draft yourself? Well, take us back to Combine and that aspect.
Oh, do we have to talk about Combine? My Combine was awful.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. My Combine was awful. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Down in Florida, huh?
Yeah, it was awful. And I even went down a week early to get used to the weather and train, and didn't help a bit.
You think that was too nervous, or?
No, I think it was from being off for 3 months, after my last game, not playing in a competitive game.
Yeah.
And then you throw in 14 other guys on a team who you've never played with, you've never met.
Yeah.
You have no idea the style they play. I mean, yeah, you hear things, but you never know. So that's one thing. After that, I was nervous, because I knew I didn't play up to par.
So after leaving the combine, you come home. What are you thinking in your head?
Am I going to get drafted? I'm thinking, there's no way.
Yeah.
If anybody saw me at that combine, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I just sat around hoping. I had conversations with a couple teams, saying, okay, we like you, we like this, we like this. Do you think you could fit in here? I had a special relationship with Chicago.
Okay.
I had played PDL up there for 2 summers. Yeah, really good. I mean, we went to the national championship right before my senior year.
Academy is good. It's a very good program.
Yeah, I mean they have it right.
Yeah.
So I talked to them, and they were like they were telling me, yeah, we're gonna draft you if this guy hasn't been taken or has been taken.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of a crapshoot, to be honest with you, like it always is.
That's a pretty shaky time. I mean, is there anybody there that guides you? Did you sign to the agent before you got drafted? Is there somebody, a coach, a family member who helped guide you in this process?
Yeah, I had a couple people. I had signed with an agent before Christmas.
Okay.
So, he was in, obviously, coaches and general managers' ears, talking to them. And
How did you get with that agent?
Just a phone call.
Oh, you reached out?
He reached out to me.
Nice.
He reached out to me, and he was one of, I think, 5 that reached out. And again, he's going to be the guy,
I trust him.
taking care of you. So, back to the college, you got to trust him.
Yeah.
And he was the one guy that I really trusted. And he wasn't all about business. He was about, taking care of me and, taking care of everybody.
Nice.
So, I had him, and then my dad was actually down there. He had flown down with my sister for a tournament, and he just stayed down there, which is part of the reason I went down early. So he was there, every day. So, I had a couple people.
Nice. So when did you get that phone call saying...
It's funny. I actually received a phone call from my college coach that morning, saying that he had talked to our assistant coach, Richie Williams.
Okay.
And he said that, we're really interested. We're going to take him. Now, you never know where.
Yeah.
So, the first round came and went, and I was still, I was sitting there waiting. And then I got that phone call. I was sitting with family and friends at a local bar in St. Louis, right across the street from school, and
Nice.
the rest is history, and I'm here.
What number did you go?
18, second in the second round.
He's unchallenged in the midfield. Look at that run from Landon. He gets around Kundul outside of the boot. Does he put enough on it? Is it over the line? Saved by Tim Ream. He just gets there. Wow, that's great effort. Way to follow through as a defender. The young U.S. international.
I'm addicted to football. I'm addicted to football.